Hello everyone, Tarsis here, back with another Silverandblood video. Oh boy, it's been a while. It's been 2 weeks for Seraphina to be released after Letitia. And now she's finally here, the last piece of the Wind Chaser puzzle. So for this video, let's check out her skill kit, then see how they work in the Trial Covenant, and then I'll preview a floor 3 clear with her on the Crypt of Doom. And I'm gonna say this early, I think she's definitely very good. She makes the crit team archetype pretty much completed, and she's ready to cause havoc. So enough yapping, let's go straight with her skills. So here we have Wings of War Seraphina. She's tagged as a ranged single target damage and a buffer. Also from the Church faction, uses light armor. She's also a marksman, full moon, and a physical damage dealer. She's also an initiate in the synergy Wind Chaser. So you have to pair her with Letitia to get her full potential. So starting off with her basic attack, we have Carving Feather. This deals 150% attack physical damage to the target and applies 1 permanent stack of Radiant Feather. Keep in mind this is a single target attack. And Radiant Feather, upon the carrier's death, all are converted into an equal number of Feathers of War for Seraphina. This can go stack up to 20 times. Next is we have her special. This is Seraphic Light. Activates once every 3 basic attacks, fires multiple feathers in a cone towards the target, dealing 600% attack physical damage to enemies hit, and applying 1 stacks of Radiant Feather. And then, her ultimate, we have Requiem of the Plumes. Set an enemy as the target and deals 4500% attack physical damage, applying 2 stacks of Radiant Feather to the target and surrounding enemies. All Radiant Feathers on the field are then retrieved and now are converted into Feathers of War. Each stack of retrieved Radiant Feathers deals 300% attack physical damage to its carrier. Given that you can stack up to 20, you just multiply it by 20. And then finally, all Wind Chasers gain crit damage up buff equal to 50% of Seraphina's Feathers of War for 12 seconds. So what is Feathers of War? Feathers of War is a stacking buff which gives crit rate plus 6%, crit damage up plus 8%, and this can go up to 20 times. Meaning, this buff is basically 30% crit rate at max stacks and crit damage for 40%. And then lastly, her talent, we have Wings of Devotion. Since she is a marksman, she has the effective range talent, which scales her damage depending on how far she is on the target. And when the battle begins, she grants herself and the allies on the tiles in front of and to the left of her attack speed minor. This is a 25% attack speed boost. This effect is permanent and cannot be dispelled. When a Wind Chaser dodges the basic attack damage, they gain 1 stack of Feathers of War for 10 seconds. And this effect can only trigger once every 2 seconds for each vessel. For artifact recommendation, I can easily recommend Peacemaker, considering that her massive burst damage is coming from her ult. And this is ultimate damage increase by 25% at level 2. I think it was 15% at level 1. And then once you unlock level 5, you can also gain crit damage that scales depending on how much blood soul consume. And this buff lasts for 10 seconds, so it's really good. So as an alternative, I can recommend going for Eye of Truth, but it's only buffing her basic attack. You can also go Poseidon Skull, but you need to have a debuffer, maybe something like T-Bolt on the team. So this works well, or this. So your choice, since they are the only option early on. Now let's move on to the Trial Covenant and see how she actually works on the battlefield. So we're finally here in the Trial Covenant and let's just get started. So what we have here is Tris, Van Helsing, and Seraphina. We also have a Capella to help the crit. But we don't have the synergy activated since we don't have Letitia in the team. And I do think that her ultimate, the Wind Chaser buff, applies regardless the synergy is active or not. So let's see here if it's actually working, or we might have a problem here without Letitia. So we have here Capella, Van Helsing, and Bella. Okay. Visual, her basic attack. At third attack, he fires with a cone Let's use a Capella. Then as you can see, this is the stack. So every basic attack does that. And then let's use this. And then Van Helsing. So let's keep these stacks up. And then we could burst it in the middle so that everyone gains a stack as well. So I got 20 stacks. Let's pause. Oh, I cannot see it. Never mind. But yeah. I think they're gaining the stacks, but I'm not sure. Yeah, as you can see, she can just burst down enemies easily. So yeah, let's just end this here, and so I can show you how she works on the floor 3 of the Crypt of Doom. So yeah, just enjoy the next clip. Overall, I think Seraphina is an incredibly strong marksman as she completely dominates over Van Helsing. With that said, Van Helsing will definitely go down in the tier list. One thing to note is that you really want to have Letitia with her to do a lot more damage. In the floor 3 clip you just watched, it's quite hard for her to maximize her burst if she is the only full moon in the team. I think Acapella is okay to be removed on that team, and maybe placing Thibault can be one to activate the Blood Moon instead of her, since you want her to use the ultimate at 20 stacks preferably. But you know, as you can see, I have been really unoptimized there and I'm just rotating randomly. But yeah, there are a lot of options to be explored, and if you're asking me for what echo substance she wants, you can go ahead and fish for the general marksman roles, attack speed, all damage bonus, and physical damage bonus. You can go for more crit damage as well, and of course BSR to make your rotations more comfortable. With the synergy system, she's actually going bonkers, but I don't think she surpasses the Iona in that regards. I also didn't make a PvP video because if you know that PvP is still Timeless Iona with Fleeting Bella again on the meta instead of Summers because of the resilience mechanic added, which reduced initial damage in the first minute or two. Do note that you can get Seraphina for free in 8 days, so I do recommend pulling on Letitia instead if you want to use her at her best. And so yeah, that's about it for this video. So leave a like and sub if you learned something. For written guides, I still maintain my spreadsheet there, so I basically stopped doing Clan Hunt Archives, but I will still do Prophecy and Night of the Hunt. And of course, you can visit us in pridewen.gg. There's a tier list there as well, which will be updated very soon with Seraphina's shirt review. And if you have questions, feel free to DM me or ping me in main cord. So yeah, goodbye for now.